Hello everyone, welcome to Rockstar Gaming. My name is Eric. Today we are going to continue our unboxing series in a franchise that is near and dear to us here on the channel. We are going to finally break into Season 2 content of Marvel United, and today we're going to go ahead and start with the core box, Marvel United X-Men. This of course is the expansion, or this of course is the core box, part of the Kickstarter that brought the mutants into Marvel United, if you don't count Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, because who knows if they're actually mutants or not anymore in the game. But this is the game that brought in the X-Men to Marvel United, as I just said. The expansion content brought more of the X-Men core characters, as well as a ton of the other auxiliary teams and whatnot to the game. So we're going to go ahead and start this unboxing series with the core set. Now, also just remember, though, that most of this content has already been opened by me. Most of it has been played with already, because we've had this for years sitting on the shelf. Have not been able to play it on the channel just because didn't want to flood the entire channel with Marvel United, although it mostly has been. So we are finally getting into Season 2, decided to go ahead and start working on that, seeing as how their Season 3 multiverse has been delayed as far as getting shipping and all that stuff. So we're going to go ahead and start this now. So let's go ahead and take a look at the box. Here is the cover of X-Men Marvel United. We've got Beast, Storm, Wolverine, Jean Grey, Cyclops here on the front cover, representing our X-Men mix of classic blue team, gold team. Definitely looking like the old school 90s character models. We've got Juggernaut, Mystique, Magneto, and Sabretooth. Xavier, nowhere on the cover. Didn't realize that until a minute ago that he wasn't there. We've got the side panel here with Magneto and Wolverine. We've got the bottom and top panel here with Mystique and Cyclops. Then when we flip it over to the back, we do finally see Xavier here. Says, in the battle for mutant acceptance, the Brotherhood of Mutants sees themselves as superior to ordinary people, hatching villainous plans to bend mankind to their will. But the X-Men uphold the principles that mutants and humans should live as equals and rise to meet every challenge. They'll travel the world in a desperate struggle to protect the innocent, face down dire threats, and confront these villains once and for all. So this is the back cover with the components and everything. You do see here, if you have not played through the X-Men content, that some of the villains are a different colored plastic. We'll get into what that is here in a minute. So we're going to go ahead and open the box and see what's inside. Now, before we do show what's in the box, I do want to make a point in this video to note that I am adjusting stuff with camera wise, so if things look a little bit different than other unboxings or other videos we've done, a lot of cameras got moved around here recently, and I did pick up a new camera for this one right here. So let me know down below what you think of the camera quality, and yes, I do know that things need to be improved, so there is that. So first thing we do have here is our rule book for the game, Marvel United X-Men Rulebook in both American and British language there. We've got our table of contents and our overview, free achievement booklet PDF. This game does have, and we've never really caught up with it on the channel, I've never really printed off and looked at it, but the game does have a ton of achievements and stuff like that you can get through all the different content and everything. We've never really, I've somewhat kept up with it over time, but never really have gone through. I kind of need to go back through the videos and see what we've done from Season 1 and then keep track of it basically on video-wise of Season 2. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So we've got all of our components right here. We've got our looks like 10 character figures, our locations, mission cards, mission guide, various cards, tokens, all that kind of stuff, and the rulebook as we go through here. We got a lot of the same stuff from Marvel United proper. Setup, winning and losing, what happens on the villain turn, how BAMs work, how thugs work, overflow, special effects, hero turn, playing cards, all that stuff here. Just want to see where some of the difference is in the rules are. What all the different tokens do, special effects on the cards, location effects, turn sequence, how that goes. We've got the regular missions of rescue civilians, defeat thugs, and clear threats. Got all that right there. Where is the new stuff? completing missions, hero damage, challenges, additional rules. We do have in here additional rules is Antiheroes. So one of the things that did change in the game, or they added to the game, is that some of the villains do have purple figures, and so they do come with villain cards and a villain dashboard like in normal Marvel United, but then they also come with a deck of cards to play as those characters in when you're actually playing the game. So you can actually play as a heroic version of Magneto or Mystique in your game if you would like to. So we'll take a look at those cards as we go. We've got the villain delayed accelerated tokens here, invulnerable crisis tokens, all of that stuff. We've got the new super villain mode in the game where you can have a 5th player or whatever it is in other expansions. We'll get into those later. But you can have a 5th player who actually plays as the super villain in the game. So if you want to do like a 1 vs many mode, you can do that. So these are all the rules for that. We will do that in a separate video. We'll probably do when we're doing core gameplay, we'll probably do a video where one of us is playing as the villain, so you can kind of see how that works, and possibly do a how to play on that. Haven't decided if I'm going to do that yet. Xavier solo mode. We've already done a video technically on Xavier solo mode for the game in the Season 1 content, but the Xavier solo mode is essentially the same rules as the Shield solo mode from Season 1. They just, in these rules, if you look at them, it looks like there's more rules, but there's not. It's basically just the clarification. A lot of this is the clarifications from the FAQ for what you do in that mode, so they just basically just put it in the game here. And then we've got supervillain and Xavier solo mode, how you basically play that right there. We've got the rule summary, and that is all for the rule book. Then we've got our tokens, and these are unpunched token sheets, and you're probably wondering yourself, Eric, you said you play this game, how do you have unpunched token sheets? Well, 99% of all the tokens on here, and you can kind of look right here, we've got our thugs, we've got our was it the clear threats token, we've got crisis tokens, health, all that stuff. On the other side, you can see where they are now. Civilians right there. One of them is trying to punch itself out. How dare it? But we've got that, and then we've got these tokens right here. Everything on this token sheet over here is basically the exact same as Marvel United. So we just use the Marvel United 1 tokens. The only thing different on here is the Accelerate tokens, I believe, are new, and the Hunted token right here and the Senator Kelly token. These 2 tokens are specific to Mystique and Sabretooth, so we've popped them out whenever we need to use them, but also have all the plastic tokens from the X-Men campaign. So I use those. We use those on the channel all the time, so we don't really worry about these. So that's why, if you're wondering why are they still unpunched, that's why. So let's go ahead and get into the actual box itself. I like the way this box insert was designed better than the Marvel United 1, and we'll go why. First of all, this is our new cube right here, our tracker that on the villains that actually do use some kind of a tracker. You use that. This one is a solid silver looking piece, whereas the one in Marvel United 1 is like that transparent blue, trying to look like the Tesseract, but they actually give you a spot in the box to put that. So it is right here. That is where it lives. We've also got our new locations right here. So as you can see, these are marked over here with the X-Men logo, indicating that they are specifically from the X-Men set. And the locations we do have on here are Asteroid M, right there. So one of Magneto's bases over the years. We've got Genosha, his other base of operations that I think he was given at one point. The UN gave it to him at one point in the comics, and then a bunch of Sentinels went through and made it into the pile of rubble that you see there. There's all that. Then we've got the hangar bay right there with, I believe, the X-Jet right there. So I do find it funny that the X-Jet is in the hangar bay and not in the hangar bay at the same time. So figure that out for your gameplay. Then we've got the Sentinel Space Station right there. Then we've got Muir Island Mutant Research Center. That's that. And then the Weapon X facility right here. And finally, the Xavier Institute for Higher Learning, not the Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters. It was renamed in the 90s. That is the main name that most people now would probably know it as. But there's all your locations. Again, we use the cardboard locations that came with the different, the various Kickstarters on the channel. So these I usually have, people ask me all the time about getting cardboard locations for different games and whatnot. Marvel United, yes, I do say that, but just because of how thin these aren't really having a problem, although I can tell a little bit. But these I usually tend to curl up for some reason. At least the Marvel United ones did. Those tend to curl up a little bit, so they don't lay flat necessarily, so things kind of slide around a little bit. That's one of the reasons why I decided during the X-Men campaign to go ahead and get the cardboard locations, just because being that thicker cardboard and everything, it works a lot better for that game. Then we got our dashboards for our villains here. We've got Magneto's right here. He does have special setup rules. I think 3 out of the 4 villains that come with the game do. But then he also has right here the tokens that you get for playing in super villain mode. Marvel United 1 does not have a super villain mode, but you can play the super villain mode in the game, and we'll show off the cards here in a minute. If you want to play supervillain mode, though, there is a PDF document on CMON's website where they show you what tokens the Season 1 characters get, and which ones do play, because I don't think you can play Kang, and there's one other one. I don't think it's Dormammu. I believe it's Kang, that you can't play them in the supervillain mode just because the character, the way it's designed, would be way too OP. But you can either see the PDF on there, or if you have the cardboard villain dashboards from the Season 2, they were offered in Season 2, from the Season 2 campaign. The Season 1 villain dashboards that were offered in the Season 2 campaign, they will have the supervillain mode stuff printed on them. There is Magneto's card. We're not going to get too much into their cards because that will be something that we go over during the actual gameplay of these whenever we do go through them. So there's Juggernaut with his dashboard right there. We've got Sabretooth with his dashboard there. And like I said, all of them have their own special setups. There is Mystique with her board right there, and I don't think, yeah, so they don't, at first glance, and I can't remember because it's been a little bit since I played some of these characters, because again, we've been concentrating on the Season 1 characters for the last year or so, but none of these have the need for the cube, so that is definitely going to be for more of the characters from the stretch goals and the expansions. So there is that right there. This villain dashboard is the exact same villain dashboard as in Marvel United 1. I don't remember or not, but I think it's probably the exact same one that's in Spider-Geddon, and will be the same one they use for Multiverse. So there's that. So we're going to go ahead and start looking at cards first. We're going to go ahead into this pile of cards. Now, please note that the cards do not normally come sleeved. I have already sleeved these because I've already played this game. So these cards will be already sleeved because I've been using them that way. So as you notice on here, Wolverine does have, let me get my finger out of the way. Wolverine does have a starting hand card here, and it is his healing factor. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, if you have less than 3 cards in hand at the end of a villain turn, you may draw 1 card. So that basically is his healing card. The characters, because of course these aren't in order at all, the characters in Season 2 do have 4, most of them do have 4 special ability cards, not 3 like in Season 1. It's one of the reasons why a lot of people view the Season 2 characters, and probably now the Season 3 characters, as OP compared to Season 1, and probably why in Multiverse there's a lot of, or a few instances, like with Captain America and Iron Man, I know definitively, where they're basically having new versions of the characters coming out in Multiverse. And I think, don't know this for sure, but my belief is that if they decide to do a Marvel United 4 that it's going to be a lot of characters that are replacing probably Season 1 characters. That's my hot take on that. Who knows? They might be doing a different United, but we all know there's a new United coming out. At least that's what the rumor is. Wolverine does have all 3 of his superpowers are his adamantium claws right here. So it's basically just giving him 2 extra attacks every turn on top of his his healing factor starting hand card, his healing factor card. Then we've got, let's put that right here. And then we've got Cyclops, who used to be my favorite before all the murder. I haven't read X-Men in a while. I just know he's on trial right now as I'm dating this video February 1st, day before my birthday. So Cyclops does get his leadership card, give one wild token from the pool to another hero. I cannot remember if that's basically the same as Captain America's, but he's got his other leadership card. He does have Optic Blast, Punch in both adjacent locations. So there is that, his other leadership, and he's got 2 Optic Blasts and 2 leadership. That's what he's got in there. So there is the artwork for Cyclops. Again, one of my favorite X-Men growing up in the 90s. So there is that. Then we've got his main lady here, Jean Grey. There is her card artwork right there. There's an example of her card right there. Let's see what her special cards are. We've got Major Telekinesis, Heroic and Punch, split as you like to in your and adjacent locations. Same card there. Then we've got Telepathy, which she's got 2 of those, which are her single wilds. Swap the previous hero card in the storyline with any other hero card in the storyline. So that is pretty cool. Basically, I'm assuming that basically just allows her, if I remember correctly, to get whatever things that she needs from the storyline by playing that, since that directly affects her and nobody else. We got Beast, who also, one of my favorites, before he went wackadoo. So that's that. So Beast, let's see, we got his card artwork right there, showing him off. Classic 90s Beast, not whatever's out there right now that they're having to deal with apparently in those comic books. Regenerating Factor, you may draw cards until you have 3 in your hand. So this basically allows him to get a quick heal in, whereas Wolverine's healing factor, as long as the card is in the storyline, is fine. Don't have Wolverine fight MODOK, or else he will not have his healing factor very long. Genius Intelligence, this turn you can treat Heroics as wild. So there is that. Let's see, Regenerative Factor, where is his other 2? Regenerative Factor and Genius Intelligence. So he's got 2 of each card right there. There is Beast, and then we've got Aurora Monroe, Storm, right here. She's got Goddess of Weather, relocate any heroes to different locations. So she basically is grabbing everybody in a whirlwind tornado and moving them across the board. Atmokinesis, she's got 2 of those. Give her 2 punches in any location. I'm assuming that's any one location, so you would have to use those 2 punches in one singular location. And then she's got another Goddess of Weather. So again, 2 copies of her 2 cards, and then we've got Old Baldy, Xavier, right here. Mind Alteration, because of course he does that. Turn up to 2 thugs at your location into civilians. So there's that one. Because of course he's manipulating people with his powers, because Professor Xavier is a jerk. Leadership, give 2 punch tokens from the pool to another hero. There you go. And Genius Intelligence, already saw that. Leadership, give 2 heroic actions to any other hero. Genius Intelligence again, turn. So his Genius Intelligence is different. Again, it's been a minute. So Mind Alteration, Leadership, Genius Intelligence, yep, that one. This version of Genius Intelligence, one gives, treats punches as wild, the other one treats heroics as wild. Leadership, give 2 heroics from the pool to another player, and let's see, the other leadership was punch. So, and then Telepathy, choose another hero. They can swap any number of cards from their hand with their cards in the storyline. So that's a good way of getting your cards back. So there is that. Those are your heroic X-Men in this case. We are going to jump real quick to this middle pile, the way I have everything separated. And we've got the 3, I believe, generic challenge cards that are in every base game here. We've got the Clear Threats card, Defeat Thugs card, and the Rescue Civilians mission cards. But then this one also has the Use Cerebro mission card, which looks like this on the other side. So there is that one right there. Then we do have our super villain and our super hero cards, which I believe, I can't remember or not if these are the same cards that are inspired again. I believe these are. It's the ones in the Kickstarter boxes that are different. So anyway, I've got example of a supervillain card right here with misdirection. Basically shows you how the card is set up. Again, we're not going to go through all of them. Just know that you have a bunch of them, and they are not, again, specific to the X-Men. These can be used with the Avengers and their villains as well as you got the superhero version of the cards. And like I said, we'll probably most likely try to do a video if you guys are interested in it of how supervillain mode and superhero mode work in the game. So that way, especially doing that before we do a video on here, so that way we don't necessarily go through and explain all that during the video. We can kind of jump into it and all that stuff there. So we've got Sabretooth and Juggernaut right here. These are their specific villain decks. We'll go ahead and look at Sabretooth first. Again, not going through it all, but he does have like his killing spree card right here because why not? And then he's got his no place to hide card, another killing spree, and another no place to hide. So he's got 3 no places to hide. Apparently he has 3 places to hide. So there's that, and his other card that activates when you land on it. Let's see. Hunter Sense. He moves to the location with the hunted hero. I believe that's majority of his cards. Yeah, so he's basically hunting down, like I said, the hero with the hunted token during the course of his playthrough on there. And again, we'll go through the rules of the specific villains when we do videos on those. Sabretooth, Regenerative Factor. He's got 2 of these. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, Sabretooth recovers 1 health at the end of his turn. Can't go above his starting value. So that is always good that they don't go above the starting value, but at the same time, anytime the villain regenerates, it sucks. So I think that's all he's got in his deck. And then again, his dashboard is going to have a couple other crazy things for him to do there. So there's Sabretooth. Juggernaut is a pain in the butt. Let's see here. He's got Seal of Katorek right here. That's what that card looks like there. And then Power of Katorek. I cannot say that name. And he's got 2 Avatar, 2 Power, and 2 Seal cards. So there's the other Power card right there. And let's see, Seal and the Avatar card right there. So there is that. I think one of the last times we played, or one of the first times we played Juggernaut, we actually got his stuff wrong and probably should have died. So, because I don't think we were putting as many face down cards in the storyline as we were supposed to. Unstoppable Charge, deal 1 damage to each hero in Juggernaut's location. So there's that, and he moves counterclockwise, location with the most heroes. So he does start doing some counterclockwise, and you can even tell right here where, because I think a lot of the characters in Marvel United 1 were clockwise, but this one definitely we are going counterclockwise a lot with these cards. So there's that. Crimson Cosmo Armor. So there is that card right there a little bit. And I do apologize, I'm realizing that the camera above is casting a shadow on stuff, just because, again, working on lighting, working on getting things, 2024, working on getting some stuff figured out in this room. Unstoppable Charge, deal 1 damage to each hero in Juggernaut's location. So there's that one again. So that is going to be Juggernaut's deck right there. Again, it's always weird looking at the decks of cards compared to the actual dashboard, just seeing how that synergizes and works there. So then we got the last pile of cards right here, and how I organize this is basically the Antiheroes went into this pile. Another thing I like about this insert as opposed to the Marvel United 1 insert is that these wells go all the way down to the bottom. They don't have like a riser or anything like that, which I love because I have a hard time putting the Season 1 cards back in the Season 1 main box. And I just like how this one is organized so much better. I love it. Let's go ahead and take a look at Mystique's threat cards. Now, one change on Mystique's cards that I don't remember really being present in Season 1 is that the health of Mystique's minions is determined by the number of players plus 1, looks like there. So there's that one, hiding in plain sight right there. And then Pyro, again with that health change right there. Let's see, hiding in plain sight we already looked at. We've got Avalanche right there. And then we've got Toad right here. Now, pretty sure 3 of these characters are in the stretch goal box. Are they? Yeah, because the only one we're missing from here is Blob, and I think Blob, Pyro, and Toad are like a set, and Avalanche was another separate character. Destiny, I don't think is in Multiverse, so she is not in the game as of now. But anyway, so we got Mystique's cards. Master Assassin moved to Senator Kelly's location, which is some of her cards, not all of her cards. So there's an example of that. And then she's got her Metamorph ability cards right here. So, and then more Master Assassin cards. So that is all of Mystique's cards. She does have, again, a hero deck, as we said, because she is an anti-hero. She gets 2 starting hand cards. Metamorph right there. And her other one, which is, again, another Metamorph, doing different things on each one. And then she's got her main standard cards here with 2 copies of Spy Master right there. So that is Mystique's hero deck. Finally, as far as cards go, we will take a look at Magneto. Magneto's minions do have the traditional, here's how many health they are, so they are not determined by anything else. So we're going ahead and take a look at Magneto's threat deck. So we've got magnetic force field right here. So he does have 2 of those in his deck. He does have villainous version of Scarlet Witch, which we will take a look at her, and Quicksilver when we get to the X-Men First Class box, because they are the primary villain in there. You fight both of them at the same time, very similar to in the stretch goal box where we're going to be fighting Blob, Toad, and Pyro at the same time there. We've also got Mastermind, who I believe has his own figure in Season 2. I think it was unlocked very late, and it's not using this version of the card. It's using, I think, the more Hellfire Club version of the character, but I might be wrong, so let me know in the comments. And there is Blob rounding out Mystique's Brotherhood of Mutants, because I don't know when Blob actually was part of Magneto's Brotherhood. He was in Pride of the X-Men. I know that for a fact. The original Brotherhood of Mutants for Magneto. Was it Blob? No, it was Toad. That's why I'm wondering why he's not in here. Original Brotherhood of Mutants that fought the X-Men back in the 60s was Magneto, and I think it was X-Men number 4 or 5. Magneto, Mastermind, Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver, and Toad. That's who was in Magneto's Brotherhood. So things are a little weird here. But so there is all of that. This is Magneto's deck right here. All his other cards are like standard move and a bam, put down thugs, all that stuff there. And then when we get down to it here, we've got organic iron manipulation right here, which, you know, Wolverine's a fan of that stuff. And then we've got Magneto's helmet. We've got 2 instances of this card on the deck right here. And so let me know, because it's a little bit hard to tell on my monitor because I do have old monitors I'm using on the sides over here. But let me know how bad it was to read these, because I know people are probably pausing. But let me know how the clarity works on there. I'll probably see it myself. But yeah, again, changing things up in the studio office, whatever you want to call this. Then we've got Magneto's actual hero deck right here. Standard cards going through. We do have Magnetokinesis right here. Doesn't give a darn thing to anybody else, but gives 3 punches split as you like in your and adjacent locations. So there is that one right here. So it doesn't give him anything additional. He's basically grabbing from the card in front of him, and then doesn't give anything to the person next in the storyline. So Genius Intelligence. This turn you can treat movement as wild. So basically an Xavier card, looks like right there. And then Prodigal Intelligence. This turn you can treat any symbols as wild. So there is that. I never noticed that was Xavier. I don't think I've actually played as Magneto to realize that. So, in my game. So, yeah, there's that. So, that is all the cards for Marvel United X-Men. I'm going to move some of these cards and decks out of the way here, and so I can move this closer. And now we will take a look at the actual figures here. So we're going to start with the heroes first. Actually, we'll start with the villains first, the specific villains. Although technically one of them is an anti-hero now, but there is Juggernaut right there. And Juggernaut is a weird one because he is red. He is a villain. So when this game came out, he was a villain. They did do a convention exclusive where they released hero cards for Juggernaut. Seeing as how I am poor, I did not get to go to any of the conventions where they were giving those out. If anyone from CMON is watching this and you would like to donate to the channel, I would not be opposed. So there is that. So I got Sabretooth right here. I wish he was a little bit bigger. I don't know why. Probably just because, and we'll compare them, probably because right here with Wolverine, that's just the size of the figure. I'll show Wolverine on its own here in a second, but because of the size of the figure, Wolverine and Sabretooth to me almost look identical as far as size. So, but like Wolverine's 5'3". Sabretooth I'm pretty sure is like 6 foot. So yeah, there's that. So, like I said, I wish he was a little bit more imposing, but there's that. Then we get to Wolverine. There he is there. Now, I'm looking on my monitor over here for this camera here. So he does look in that one. These characters do look a lot more blue, like traditional blue, than normal for these characters. Just know that in comparing them to other characters, they are like the same color. Like for, like I said, I'm trying to get ready to prime and paint some stuff. I do have Hulk right here, and again, he is that on this side over here. I'm looking. He does look super blue on here, like traditional Beast color blue. Move this over here so you can actually see. But in person, like there's no whatever your Hulk looks like in your Marvel United, Storm looks the same way. It's not like she's a different shade of blue or anything like that. They kept the color scheme of the plastic pretty well the same. So then we've got Cyclops right here, trying to look all heroic, trying to ignore the whole Krakoa thing going on. There's him. And then we've got Professor Xavier. There he is right here, using his traditional 90s hover chair. We've got the Beast right there. And then we've got Jean Grey here as our heroes. So those are pretty cool. Then we will go with Mystique in her purple anti-hero figure right there. This one on the camera to me, on the monitor to me at least, looks the same as it should be. You guys are probably all thinking, why is he talking about color of figures and everything and whatnot? And because yeah, it's just how it is. And then finally, probably one of the better sculpts in it, the most dynamic sculpt to me, is Magneto right here, looking all Magneto-y. So there is that. That is all of the content for Marvel United X-Men. I don't know when we are going to start doing Season 2 content. I'm trying to let the Season 1 content die down a little bit before we jump into Season 2, but I don't want to slow down on it too much just because Season 3 will probably come out hopefully during the summer with Multiverse, so I do want to hit the ground running with that. And we've also got the Spider-Geddon box to still play through. Haven't been able to touch it since we did the unboxing, so there is that. So we'll probably do a mix of this core and that core here soon, so we'll see how all that goes. Also going to be doing a Commander solo mode video here soon using at least the rules from Spider-Geddon. Don't know if we're gonna what figures I'm gonna be using for that yet. Anyway, so that is everything for this unboxing of Marvel United X-Men core box. Let me know your guys' opinions on this box and who your favorite character is to play as, who your favorite character is to play against. Why is Juggernaut your least favorite character to fight in it? And you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell to know when we're going to be posting more videos. You guys have been wonderful. I've been Eric. This has been Rockshire Gaming, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.